professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a Scantron, pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. He's anti-family court, or why he's anti-family court. Thumbnail is from Dead Presidents, the movie back in the day when Lorenz Tate's character threw his chair at the judge after he got sentenced. Like, after all I did for this, cause your mother, the judge had to duck you. Oh Lord! And I was listening to lead attorney talk about the Tyrese case. And I made a video about Tyrese already, but Mr. Palmer would say change the laws in your mind, And I wrote something similar in my book about non-custodial fathers where, if you walk into a court, the deck is already stacked against you as a father, just flat out. Husband, father, deck is stacked against you. Courts can be unfair and incompetent on purpose because it benefits their bottom line. It puts money in their pocket, whether it's the lawyers, the judges, the blah, 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 right? So guys, whether they were the kids who grew up to be adults or, whether they got married or whatever, or got divorced, they're telling other guys don't do it. And ladies are like, well, you should do it. And it's like, well, I mean, are they for one, there's a shortage of women that are worth marrying, for one. And for two, what did Mr. Research say back in the day? Everybody can go left. And the courts enable women to go left, so they get paid for lying. Like, think about it. Women could lie in court and get caught in a lie in court, and they still rule in their favor. You can perjure yourself, still rule in your favor. You could be found to be guilty of numerous things that should be a crime, that would be a crime in criminal court, and still get ruled in your favor. So people are looking at it like, no, I'm not even gonna get involved. So you see, like, less and less men having kids, less and less men getting married. So guys are anti-family court to the point that it's like, you know what? How about I just never get involved in the system at all? How about I don't participate at all? And at some point, it's gonna affect the court's bottom line. I don't know if y'all ever saw the documentary Family Court, when it was talking about the business of family court, the business of divorce, the business of child custody, child support, the business of it, who it pays and why it pays, and why things keep going the way they are. And as in some ways we blame single mothers for the downfall of America, but also kind of letting the court slide. Like, you enabled this downfall of America, and you're supposed to be the smart ones. You're supposed to be the fair ones. You're supposed to be ones who understand law. But guess what? You're corrupt as these baby mamas, right? Judges having sex with the whether it be the plaintiff or the defendant in the case, in a child custody or family court case. So he rules in her favor because he's sleeping with her. That came out before. People who you got women who are feminists, who will skew everything that they can to women's favor because I'm a woman and she's a woman, and intersectionality and women empowerment, and then after the lady wins or some time goes by, they find out, oh, I did the wrong thing, but they keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again with a different woman, and keep finding out over and over and over and over again it was the wrong thing, but they kept doing it because deep down it doesn't matter. You got people putting extra billing men, because women don't want to pay their bills. And knowing that women are not going to pay their bills, so we'll just bill him later. It's like, what? Just, oh, okay. How about we not get into these systems at all? So you're going to see, in my opinion, over time, you're going to see less and less profit in the family court system because people are just going, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But why don't you? Not doing it. You should not doing it. And the courts would be like, where's society? Like, what's going on in society? When they see that the upcoming judges don't have a big retirement fund for ruling in women's favor because men predominantly the one that pay child support. Because when women pay child support or have to, y'all just let it slide. Y'all don't really care. They're not losing their license. They're not getting locked up. They're not losing their jobs. As a matter of fact, some of y'all, I've heard of judges chastise the men. As a man, you shouldn't want child support for your child as a man. Why would I let this woman pay? And it's like, what? The shoe's on the other foot. I will make you pay. Like, oh, okay. But she's not supposed to know as a woman and a mother, the rules don't apply to her. And it's like, oh, okay. And guys see this over and over and over again. So guys become anti-family court because it's really not, it's really not it shows you how one of the ways that the law isn't really, just because it's written down doesn't mean they're going to follow it. Just because, it's supposed to go a certain way on paper, people interpret the law however they feel like at the moment. So it becomes a situation where it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. No problem. No problem. So these guys are not involving themselves with the family court, And I said a long time ago, I even wrote in the book, like, family court isn't too far away from the criminal court. So the same people you see in family court, like, 5, 10, 15 years prior, you might see that same child, name in criminal court. Because a lot of what family court did was it enabled mothers to benefit off of criminal behavior. And they subsequently taught their kids it's okay to have criminal behavior. And then, but those kids wind up getting locked up because they become criminals, in criminal court. But they're just following what their mothers taught them to do in family court. They didn't know it was a difference. So it gets ugly. So guys become anti-family court because it's like, I don't even want to play that game. And then you're going to see how in society, you're going to see more guys be more, I would say, leisurely than ever. They're going to worry about, what? Because you've wasted so much money and time and family because it's broken so many men that guys are like, what, I could invest with that money. I could go on vacation with that money. I could just party with that money. I could, have all my events with that money, do whatever I want to do. So they're making a business decision. And the courts can't do anything about it because these guys aren't participating in they're not participating in having the kids in the first place, getting married in the first place. There will be no divorce, right? Will be no divorce decree because there will be no marriage. So you got to take into consideration, more and more guys are going to be anti-family court. And then ultimately it's going to be less and less employment. No need for all those people to be there. No need for the court to be so big. You get what I'm saying? It's like, we out of here. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.